Thank you for joining and just checking in that we're now going live on YouTube Live. First time I've connected to YouTube Live, so please, it looks like you have to turn videos off if you want to, just being aware that this is going live, so publicly available, so whatever we say. So thank you for joining today as we are doing, or I'm doing a session on the accountability and using the one-page plan tools to help provide a focus and ability to use your time wisely. It's a system where it is for planning and a dashboard for your business to raise success. So I've sent out a copy to all the people that registered, and I've got one more person, Kat. I'll share the templates, the worksheets with you now. So you've jumped on, so just sharing that with you now. All right, so what's the one-page plan? One-page plan is a system developed 15 years ago when I was trained as an executive coach, and it's a way of tracking activity and planning to focus a person and a business so that we can achieve more, have a better use of time, better use of productivity, and it's more successful, basically, to be more successful. So I'll just do the screen sharing. It's been an interesting little journey today, hooking up to Facebook Live and, sorry, YouTube Live as a first timer. So here we go. We'll share the screen and show the tools. All right, hopefully you can see, if you could put in chat whether you can see that this is the one-page strategy document, which is, I've deleted a lot of it other than the first 5 lines, which is around a purpose, why, different, and vision. And got something in chat. Yeah, can see the document, brilliant. So the one-page strategy is a one-page business plan. The one-page dashboard, which is really the focus of today, is a dashboard of the key things which create success in our business and in your business. So that's what we're going to focus on, because if you're really clear about the outcomes you want in your business and have a simple method of tracking it, then it's no surprise that we're vastly more successful at staying on track, at allocating our time, our energy, and the key resources in our business to be more productive. So that's what we're going to look at. And then one-page plan is a document for an individual to plan, whereas the other two are global for the business and business planning tools. So let's go into a little bit of history before explaining this. With this, as I said in the introduction, that the tools were developed many years ago when I was trained as a coach, and it used to be emailed each week to all clients, to me as a coach, to track them. Now we use, in this case, it's sitting in Google Drive, or Office 365 works well, so that it's available to be, we can check in all the time. So it also is built around the area of a home business and or our remote teams, which is the area. So a bit of history, we've been working, or I've been working since December 2013 in this business, Unbox Performance. And one of the things, points of difference, is that, as we say on our website, well, we're different. We don't have pool tables, fancy boardrooms with flash signs on our building. In fact, we don't have a physical office. We work from home. And that is because we prefer online meetings rather than clogging up the roads with cars, which is better for our environment. And all our team basically do that. And we use online meetings and so forth from all the different people around New Zealand. So what we're going to share in some of these principles are also how, if you're working from home, how you can use these tools, because that's our history and that's why we specialize in remote teams and the technology for remote teams and building a culture of people working from home. And it also works from offices, but it's harder when you have remote workers, everybody working from home, because you need that intrinsic motivation, which is what these tools are very good at. So the purpose of, let's get into looking at the tools and how it actually works. In terms of planning, this one-page strategy, think of it as a one-page business plan. And this is the example of Unbox Performance, the site that I've just shown you in our core business. Our purpose is to make work fun and rewarding. So that's what we're driven by. When you look at my personal purpose, because if we start off in purpose with, as many of you know, Simon Sinek, and start with why. If we're driven by purpose, that is, we get followers that share the same purpose. So if we're clear about that, that's ignites. And this is so important in remote teams, is that there's a purpose to engage intrinsic motivation. So the purpose of me personally is to empower greater inner and outer freedom. That's for me personally. And the business purpose that I just showed you was slightly more refined. And why that's so important for me, it was around the struggle internally and my specialty of emotional fitness. So you had a lot of self-doubt and the inner challenges there, and outer freedom is the technology. When you get the technology and these systems that I'm showing you now, right, then business flows and you have the customers coming to you. You have this inner trust and knowing, and all the people are aligned around a common purpose. And this is one of the key tools, is to have this one-page strategy, one-page business plan. So everybody will follow with the same purpose and strategy. The two things that ignite hearts and minds are a vision and a purpose, because that's what people like to follow. See where you're going is the first thing. So here, and I haven't even looked at this before I shared it, but the purpose is said, make work fun and rewarding, as an example of how your one-page business plan works. And while we're different, we all work from home using technology and emphasize emotional fitness to build a better team culture. One example was at the end of each meeting, we always ask, well, how do you feel about that, either on a check-in or any of the different, having a team meeting. So it's really, that's just a little example of how emphasis on understanding people. And the vision, the go-to technology partner for business advice in the fast-moving AI and technology landscape, vendor neutral, so we provide the best advice in terms of technology setup, and then the one-page culture, which is a model for building high-performance team cultures, etc. So how, we won't go into all of that. And so that's, I've deleted the sort of more finer details here of some of the strategy, but that's really your one-page business plan. And the whole idea is that it is on a, depending on if you're a Google setup, it is all shared on a, it's embedded into a Google site. So I'll just start up, I'll show you our example. This is the Google site, which is private to all our company. We've got 8 staff in the business and myself. And so here's the team resource. It's got all the systems and processes, all our social media planning, all the, how to write a blog post. So here's the different business units. There's the video that explains what we do as the productivity culture framework that I'm sort of showing, you. And here's the one-page business plan with a bit more detail. There's a one-page marketing plan. And that is how it works, having this one-page business plan or strategy plan. So catch your breath. Now I want to demonstrate really the specifics of the one-page dashboard, which is the core thing that I want to demonstrate today. And how that works is obviously, well, not obviously, for me personally, my focus as a business owner can often be, I get excited easily, and I get excited for the next shiny thing. So my focus can be, and then all of a sudden, oh, this feels exciting. So I go boom, 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 and heading in different directions. So the key thing is to have a grounding mechanism to make sure that my focus and my time is intelligently used and that I'm using it for the right aspects of my business. So that is where the one-page strategy is the core for the whole company. And then each person in the business does a one-page plan, which is the strategies and actions, and it's the core things that are important for the individual. So as an example, it is just personal goals here. There's different column headings here that could be whatever topic you want. And then there's a focus on whatever you want. So you have your goals here at the personal level. But here is where it starts to get interesting in terms of each morning, in terms of making sure I'm planning my day and allocating my time in the right way. I'm using the one-page plan, but I'll fast forward to it at the end of the day or at the end of the week and month. We set up this dashboard for our clients, but it's only this week that we've really started doing it for our business, because we had a team meeting on Monday and realized that not practicing what we preach. And so I've really been working on this for our business. And this is the key focus of our business. So if you're looking at talk of this as the fuel of the engine that drives the business. And if we want to have a flow of business and the output that is going to be ultimately achieving our goals, then it is having the right inputs, putting the fuel on the fire that's going to create the end results. So here is the key things. And just started with our operations manager. He's going to start doing this every week and tracking it. The only data I've got here is in terms of that I have filled in is the LinkedIn contacts, because that's been a really successful campaign from January at 4,000 now up to 6,000, with doing some interesting things and tracking that and getting, last month, a couple of really solid opportunities and one new client from LinkedIn. So this is the funnel of activity that we're looking for. And by really tracking this, it gives an emphasis on making sure I remember when I'm in this go, and some of these days when there's so much on, I try and do too much. And it's a matter of stopping and just focusing the energy. So here's the YouTube. There's a whole strategy which we haven't been applying yet about how to position yourself on YouTube and drive activity. And one of the fundamentals, I'll just do one simple thing on YouTube for driving traffic from YouTube. And that is, when you do a video, obviously you want to get views, and that goes without saying, but there's one little thing that often people make a mistake on YouTube is you embed in the video a URL, and it brings traffic to your website. Obviously we all like traffic if we're going to convert it, and we want to get traffic. All right, let's go to let's actually see one that's got some good views. So this is one of the rare ones that's got a lot of views, 3,500 views. And the key here, now surely in this choosing this, I must have done it. Okay, so I'll put in a URL here. That's clickable. So if I click on that, it opens up the website and we're away. But here's the key thing. If you, on a website, don't put in the key secret, as if I copy that and so it's slow at loading and paste it into YouTube without the HTTP, then it doesn't operate as, sorry, I'm just moving my little Zoom controls, which are in the road of where I want to be right now. Those that use Zoom will know all about what I'm talking about. So if we go back into YouTube and we edit that, well, I'll put it in here and search. If you go and copy and paste that into the body of YouTube, that's not clickable. It's not a hyperlink, so you don't get that traffic. So just one little thing about getting traffic from YouTube. And then there's a whole strategy from a course about how to list, which is a work in progress. Again, I haven't actually been applying it, so but that's a smart thing. If we go back to the dashboard, so that's something now that I'm only really moving from the one-man band with some part-time staff. Now that everyone's coming together and we're building this team, then it's allocating somebody for YouTube and the different YouTube channels, Facebook, social media. They're working out what's happening in social media, how much traffic or views are. Instagram, I was told when I posted last week by a friend, I've got to be on Instagram and I've got an account, but I haven't been doing it. So, right, this is now on my dashboard. So I'm accountable to myself to tracking podcast views. I don't currently have a podcast, but I've learned the strategy of getting interviewed on podcasts, live streaming views. Well, today's the second time I've used YouTube live. So it's an interesting one. We'll see how that goes. And LinkedIn, in terms of the strategy, is to be building your contacts, and then commenting on other people. So you're engaging, and LinkedIn meetings. So it was 12 last month, getting into just chats. You're never selling, you're just genuinely wanting to add value and help people. And if you help enough people, then in that case, 12, then there's going to be some of them that become clients. And then here is, because we use time tracking software, and if I go to the top here, start timer, this is the timer that all our team uses. And it is, I don't really want to just turn that timer off. It's number of clients invoiced. Well, there's a nice typo. And then it is total value. So this is just business analysis, really. You know what your average invoice value is. And here's the number right across the board. And this is where it's good for me to have a weekly update on this from all our team, because with 8 people, then some people are doing a lot, some people aren't. And just to be across the numbers, and that goes in there on a monthly basis. How of that time, what's billable and what's just other stuff, and operating costs, debtors. So those are the key numbers which really create my ingredients that are going to determine how successful I am. And because I'm doing this, and one of the key things is referral partners. I did have that on here, obviously. So a key thing is referral partners. So my business is, one of the key focuses on who actually can be a regular referral source. So who's going to, and had one this week from somebody that put me in front of a potential client. So I want to track that. And it's so easy, again, being a company owner with that chasing the next shiny object, I can lose track of that. So by having it on here on my dashboard, then it is something, and if we're all tracking it as a business and in CRM, I only yesterday put that in as the referral source in our CRM. So it's tracked and we know our numbers is the fundamental thing for a dashboard. And that is pretty much what I was wanting to show you. That's the importance of tracking the right things. The other, and won't go on to that's the dashboard and tracking, but the whole theory about the inputs and the focus and where energy goes is another area. But today was about the dashboard. And if you're really got the outcomes you're tracking right, and then as long as you spend your time wisely, then that's half of the battle towards getting success. So thank you for staying with me. And those that are on Facebook Live, we'll just have a look at that. So let's go to questions. And are there, in fact, any questions either in chat if you're feeling shy, or if you want to turn on the microphone? Anything from you? From anybody? Just look up Facebook Live, what's happening. Sorry, YouTube live. All right, got one chat in. So the dashboard is really helpful to focus and yeah, keep on track. Yes, absolutely. I won't show the specific example, but another good dashboard that I've been involved in creating is for the Professional Speaker Association, we've got a dashboard which has the key metrics of the business, and sitting on the board of the organization, it is monitoring the performance of the business and showing that to the board each month. In fact, last month it wasn't showed to the board and part of the board report, it was missed out. It's just interesting, but it's the point is we can't manage what we can't track, and keeping our focus on the right things is the key outcome. So if there isn't any other questions, or that's a comment we've got through, then we will wrap up. It was a bit of an experiment. We committed to doing this at Friday, 3 o'clock New Zealand time. It was a bit of an experiment to do it on Easter Friday, which is probably not the smartest thing we've done, but with the number of people that registered that haven't turned up, but it's what it is. So, all right. Well, thank you for, I was going to say dialing in. Do we dial in these days? With the old dial-up modems, the fun noises that they used to make. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and sign off and work out how to finish my first ever YouTube live streaming. This live streaming is, we'll just say, is an interesting way of building traffic and potential leads if in knowledge. So, all right, I've done enough talking. So I'll stop sharing and sign off. Thank you, everybody.